Is underway in the second half at the MCG. A reminder, it's still goalless. Neil and Tevez, of course, shared a dressing room for a good few months towards the end of last season. Tevez knocked in 7 goals to spare West Ham's Premiership skins. And he'll no doubt look to link up a lot more with this man in the second period, Leo Messi. Here's Skoko playing out his dying moments as a Socceroo. That's a decent contribution at the start of the second period, finding Archie Thompson, who's showed little flashes of returning to something approaching his old self in the first half. Headed by Milito.
He had his moments, Archie Thompson, as did Marco Bresciano. Both look threatening at times.
Well, certainly Gutierrez is looking threatening here, but he's held up beautifully by Vince Grella. Good strength shown by the Australian central midfielder. Kennedy will chase. Abeldancieri tidies up. Been a very willing worker as Josh Kennedy, and shown no little quality as well. It wasn't quite the quality that Australia needed from Skoko. Diso plays it forward to Tevez, holds it up well, brings Mascherano into play. Tevez races away on the right hand side, Neil across to cover. Neil does the job, corner ball.
Mascherano getting forward, one of the first times this evening. Finding Tevez, good defending from Lucas Neil, read it well, didn't dive in.
Milito is up from the back to offer a bit of aerial threat. In fact, I think it was Bodiso who got the header on target, but it was easy enough for Schwarzer. Now foul by Gutierrez on Jason Colina. Interesting the pre-match comments by the boys about Jason Colina. It would be nice to see him get him in more advanced positions at times. We know he can score goals. He's only ever scored once for the Socceroos. It's easy enough for Abeldancieri. Long and very accurate clearance to find Tevez, who skips past Buchem and was then held back by Carney.
That's not great defending from the two there. Two players bearing down on Tevez. Ball over the top. Don't need to wrestle him, he's going nowhere there. Really by diving in, they make up his mind, allow him to slip through the foul committed.
Free kick Argentina. Australia going to make the first change in a few moments. Carl Valeri, we understanding, is standing by. Meantime, some defensive work to do. Messi's delivery, free header, in off the post, and Argentina have the goal. Well, it's been coming. I think it's Martin Demichelis who's got the header unmarked inside the penalty box. The Argentine fans can celebrate, and it was real slack marking at the back from the Socceroos.
It's a great ball in on the left-hand side. Here's the foul on Tevez, a needless foul given away. Tevez was going nowhere. The ball whipped in with pace, and Sua, it's Paul marking in the heart of defence, free inside the 6-yard box. Look at that, don't miss from there. Thank you very much, he says. Di Michelis opens the scoring for Argentina. Well, disappointed to concede like that. Just a lack of concentration from the set piece. It was a decent ball in, of that there's no doubt. Really no challenge, completely unmarked in the 6-yard box. Socceroos will be absolutely disappointed with that.
Martin Demichelis celebrates his first international goal in just his 4th appearance. And really, the Socceroos just caught cold at the start of the second half. Here he is, the man from Bayern Munich. He's been likened to Franz Beckenbauer. Scored the occasional goal himself, but really Australia will be filthy that they've conceded that sort of a sloppy goal from a set piece. Saw a similar situation against Iraq, of course, in the Asian Cup. Now, 5 minutes played in the second half, and Josip Skoko's international career is about to come to an end, and he'll get a standing ovation, and it'll be richly deserved for his 10 years service. Thank you, and goodbye, Josip Skoko.
Emotional moment for Josip Skoko. Wonderful servant, as you said, Simon, in the first half. For my money, unlucky to have not played some part in the World Cup in 2006. And he's had a wonderful career and certainly deserves this.
Yeah, it's a lovely moment for players to be able to choose how to bow out. And I know that it's has come under a fair bit of criticism in certain quarters, but we saw it last year with the likes of Popovic and Kalats. And it's just wonderful for the players to be able to say goodbye, not only to their teammates, but also to the supporters. More so for Skoko, of course, because it's his home city. Meantime, Carl Valeri is on for just his third cap, a man from Canberra who's very much one for the future. The immediate future is concerning retrieving this goal back for Australia. Wilkshire slides it out towards David Carney. There's Valeri in support, and he's chipped the goalkeeper. Very nearly chipped up on Dansieri.
Robin Dansieri is surprised by that. Don't be fooled, it's a cross. He just mishits and it becomes a shot. Dansieri off his line. Really, it's a pretty good save in the end, but he's mishit the cross, David Carney, so nearly got Australia back on level terms.
Well, he's known as the Duck up on Dansieri, and he was certainly flapping at that one. Here's the corner towards Kennedy, way by Milito. Heavy challenge. 25-30 metres from goal from Carlos Tevez, who receives the yellow card for that over-physical contest.
I think you might find that's been given to Ainset for talking. He's been chatting to Mike Dean the whole match. Of course, one of the Argentines, having played in England, that speaks quite a bit of English. I think you'll find that it's Ainset that's been given that yellow card.
I will bow to your judgment, Robbie.
Well, not many people do, but I might have got that one right.
Well, Bresciano's already hit the crossbar from a set piece.
A similar distance as well.
Argentina have scored from a set piece. Bresciano's shot, and Dansieri is happy to palm it over the bar.
Well, he's got the range tonight, Marco Bresciano. Sure, goalkeeper couldn't have caught this one. Plenty of power on it. He prefers to just push it up and over. I think he should be catching that.
It was a hospital pass, unfortunately for Australia, by Archie Thompson. Messi, even when defending in his own third, it is difficult to shrug off the ball. Beautifully done again by Tevez, just switching the ball from one foot to another. Just a bit too much pace on it, though. Grella. Well, that was Messi-esque, if I can put it that way, from Vinny Grella. So great skills on show from both sides. Confirmation. 10 points, Robbie Slater.
Australia now enjoying, for the first time, the majority of the possession since Argentina scored. The game for the last 5 minutes been Actually, all in Argentina's half.
Well, the possession stats in the second half still reflecting Argentina's dominance. Just the last 5 minutes, I'd fancy those stats would be a lot different. Pinpoint pass from Abondancieri, and Messi just leaves David Carney for dead. Fortunately for him, Carl Valeri was alert.
Well, I don't know how he did that. There was no space to do what he did. Outrageous skill from Messi.
Now here's Carney trying to exact his own sort of revenge, but there's not too many options up ahead. Zanetti was able to snaffle possession back for Argentina. Good. Here's the Messi magic again.
Look at this, no space. That's incredible. That's just quick feet. Unbelievable. Great balance.
He doesn't need space. He thinks it's overrated. Tell you what, how would you like to be a defender coming up this season against Ronaldinho, Messi and Henry, with possibly Eto'o when he gets fit for Barcelona?
Frightening prospect.
Odisa finding Messi again. Free kick given. Australia going to make another change. And they'll do it now whilst there's a little break in play. Mark Bresciano's had a good night for the Socceroos. He is going to be replaced by Brett Holman. Well, he couldn't have come much closer to scoring tonight, Mark Bresciano. Brett Holman, who, common with many players, had a rather disappointing Asian Cup. Wins his 11th cap, and his first involvement is to give away a free kick.
A decent match from Marco Bresciano. Thought a lot of positive things in the match. Nearly scored, of course. Good on the ball.
Foul counts. Australia double that of their opposition. Tevez with the free kick. As Jason Colina at full stretch. This is Messi. Almost like a matador. He was willing David Carney to come and take him on before giving him the quick ole. Mascherano. Gabriel Milito. Gutierrez finding Edze. Well, their passing is so crisp and precise at times. Even at full stretch, they managed to find the right man. Messi. Oh, this is a beautiful move by Argentina. Messi goes down. No penalty, says Mike Dean. What a wonderful move that was by Argentina, though.
Fantastic move. So nearly ended up in a penalty. Look at the little pass here. Give and go. A little back heel from Insu's. Had a great match as well. He comes across. It's definitely a body check. I've seen him given.
Brett Holman trying to get involved. A little tug on the shirt of Javier Zanetti. And that was his second in quick succession. And Holman goes into the book. Matter of moments after coming off the bench.
That's just over enthusiasm from Brett Holman, just come off the bench, as he said. Really a silly yellow card.
And from Nick Nijmegen, although he's looking for a move away from Holland in the January transfer window. He's currently busy taking his exams to get a Dutch passport, so the visa issue will no longer be a problem for him. Zanetti exchanging passes with Messi. Danger again for Australia. Clearance by Lucas Neal.
Again, it all starts from Messi on this left-hand side. Most of the time he's taken on David Carney. He's now just laying little balls. He sees angles that other players don't see.
Mickey Carl is standing by for Australia. They bring on their own version of South American flair. We understand Archie Thompson is going to be the man to make way.
Archie Thompson looked bright as well in the first half at times, hasn't really featured in the second half. Of course, at times difficult to get the ball. Argentina commanding possession. It's really gone back to Argentina now after a little spell for Australia.
Holman lays it back for Carl Valeri. Holman again. Dummy was by Thompson, but unfortunately made him look the dummy, as Kennedy was not in close attendance.
Yeah, he was expecting Kennedy to come from towards the ball. He didn't.
Well, that should give Graham Arnold the chance to make his third change. And Archie Thompson is confirmed as being the man to be substituted. Very popular here in Melbourne, of course, due to his goals with the victory. And Mickey Carl is on for his sixth cap. Now with Gençler Birliği, of course, in Turkey. He's played all the matches so far in the Turkish Super League. And he was telling me last week that his hero as a boy was Diego Maradona. I wonder what he thinks of Messi.
I'm sure he's a big fan. I mean, if you love football, you have to, you can't help but like a player of his talent. I mean, really, he's a genius in the football field. I think that's been evident tonight. To all the people who have come here. Certainly witnessed one of the finest players to come to these shores.
And the scary thing is, Robbie, he's 20.
I've seen a lot of games of football. I've rarely seen a player of that ability. He's got everything. Mind you, he's not very good in the air.
Now that is harsh.
Mind you, Diego always used his hand.
This is Wiltshire for Australia. Square for Vince Grella, who's spotted Carney in a bit of space. How about that for a pass from Vinny Grella? Carney wins the corner off the shins of Bordiso. And another solid showing. David Carney, he's been embarrassed once or twice by Messi, but no shame really in that. All part of the learning process. High in the air looking for Kennedy, away by De Michelis. Mickey Carl prods it towards goal even. Almost a toe poke really. But now there's a chance of a break on. Messi is onside. Mascherano too. And Schwarzer plays sweeper to good effect.
That's great goalkeeping from Mark Schwarzer. He was so quick off his line, he needed to be. The touch from Mascherano was just a little bit too heavy. It's a quick counter-attack from the corner. He breaks so quickly.
And they work it from left to right where Messi was standing. Back with Bordiso.
They changed the system, Graham Arnold. Valerian Grella sitting in front of the back four. Now Kalina on the right-hand side. Nicky Carl operating just behind Josh Kennedy. Brett Holman on the left. More like a 4-2-3-1 now. Here's the goalkeeping from Mark Schwarzer. There's Messi bearing down on him with Mascherano. Great keeping. Didn't do anything about the goal, Mark Schwarzer.
Incidentally, Schwarzer is within 6 caps now of breaking the Australian record for a goalkeeper, currently held by Zelko Kalac with 57. Schwarzer's 51st tonight.
Incredible statistic, really, for Zelko Kalac, who's never really been the number one for the Socceroos. Of course, been around for such a long time. Maybe a little bit unlucky to have not claimed that number one spot at times.
Now Holman just dropped into a little hole there, which was a good position to take up. Squirts back out to Valeri, who finds Carney. Just trying to get the right shape for the cross. Oh, even the fullbacks can play.
It's a juggling exercise. I seem to remember at the Confederations Cup him doing something like that. And the ball straight to John Aloisi, who promptly smacked it into the back of the net. Certainly he was good that time.
Yeah, that was the last time the two teams met in the Confederations Cup 2005 under the reign of Frank Farina.
Brett Holman just has to be careful there. He's the tug on the shirt there. Look at this. Keeps it up. 1, 2, volleys it away with his right foot. Wonderful stuff. Looks easy, it's not.
Messi's ball finds Tevez, standing offside. It's not been his greatest performance tonight, Carlos Tevez. Had little patches where he's been effective. Messi's playing a lone striker role at Manchester United at the moment due to their injury problems. Here's Nicky Carl, meantime, for Australia. Through for Josh Kennedy, who was offside in any case. But the right idea by Nick Carl is the sort of passes that Australia will perhaps need to get in behind this Argentine defence. Maybe the sort of performer that Australia will need more and more in the Asian Cup qualifiers, or World Cup qualifiers, I should say. Grella, who's showing us his full range of passing tonight. This is Kalina, shadowed by Ainse. It's decent construction by Australia. Grella. He knew the run was there from Brett Holman. Into touch off Gabriel Milito. Now David Carney. Australian fans appreciating this little period by the green and gold. It was no foul on Nicky Carl, though. It's third to Graham Arnold there, quizzing Josh Kennedy as to his state of health. Maybe just picked up a little knock in one of those challenges with either Milito or Berdiso or De Michelis. Another good ball to find Kalina. Checks back, again trying to make the shape for the cross. Can't pick out Holman. Grella gets there. This is a good period for Australia. Kalina. Little dummy from Holman, tempted 1-2, mistake by De Michelis. Holman beavers away for the ball, and it slices off the boot of Abondancieri, and Australia will be able to continue their attacking thrust.
Yeah, good little spell, great skill from Jason Klein on the right-hand side. And the play continued, and just a turn pass from Josh Kennedy, a little bit too hard for Brett Holman, who looked like he might have been in with a goal-scoring chance.
Now the danger. An Argentina counter. Messi. Carney stood his ground well. Argentina are going to make their first change in a moment. Fernando Gago of Real Madrid. It's just a who's who of world football, really. Even on the bench.
Saviola. It's frightening, really.
Jonas Gutierrez is going to be the man to be withdrawn, we're told. This is Carney. Holman. Luke Wiltshire available and willing. All just a bit overhit, and that will give Argentina the chance to make their change. This is Fernando Gago winning his 9th cap. Gutierrez to be replaced. Gago's not getting too much game time at the moment at Real Madrid. He was signed initially, they thought, to replace both Thomas Gravesen and Emerson, but he struggled to get in the first team. Still, he's only 21 years of age. And for those of you with longer memories, his playing style has been compared quite a lot to Fernando Redondo.
I was about to say, as he come on with his longish hair and his gait, very much like Fernando Redondo, wonderful player. Also played in that game in '93 against Australia, World Cup qualifier.
Joseph Kalina has his legs taken. And Stewart looks angelic, but accepts that he was at fault. Fast heading towards the final quarter of an hour of what has been a really fascinating contest, in which Australia have played a very decent part indeed. Valeri, wrong option. Well, this is the goal that still divides the two teams.
Two players going for the one player there, Lucas Neal and Josh Kennedy. Completely left.
Now Nicky Carl with a chance to run at the Argentine defence.
He just hits his shot, goes out for a throw-in, but back to the goal. And Lucas Neal, Josh Kennedy getting attracted to the one player. Di Michelis ghosting in the free header. Here's the shot from Nicky Carl. Moves it really. It's stuck between his feet, doesn't give himself enough room.
Well, there's the possession stats, which show that it's a lot more equal. Plenty of positives from this encounter for Australia. But the scoreline, at least at the moment, isn't one of them. This is Michael Beecham, who's robbed of possession in an awkward position. Mascherano finds Leo Messi. Carney again does the job very well.
Messi almost looking a bit disinterested at the moment, or maybe he's tiring.
Messi, beautiful back heel by Bodiso. Messi with two for company, back to Bodiso. Javier Zanetti.
A great game from Zanetti. The veteran still looks as good as ever. So comfortable on the ball, graceful. Rarely loses it.
Well, that's why he was named by Pelé as one of the world's 125 greatest living footballers a couple of years back. Quarter of an hour to go. Alfio Basile is the edge of the technical zone, just organising his backline, I think. Maybe just a slight adjustment. Jason Colina's certainly seen a lot of the ball out on that right-hand side. This is Ainse. Argentina quite happy to play kick ball, even at the back. They're all, even the defenders, very comfortable in possession. That's proved by De Michelis. Messi involved. Dummy by Mascherano. Didn't quite get through to its intended target of Ainse. Neil. Josh Kennedy sets off on a run. Carney's there. Help out the big Nuremberg striker, and he's pickpocketed possession away from Nicolas Burdisso. Valerian Holman involved. Nicky Carl just trying to thread it through, and Kennedy just denied at the last moment.
Yeah, it's centimetres, isn't it? They're very close to getting through.
Now Wilkshire robs the ball back for Australia. Carl helps it on. Brett Holman with a chance to shoot.
Too many bodies in the end. Mistake from Ainse on the left-hand side. Maybe just didn't move the ball quick enough. The ball for here, Nicky Carl, just didn't have enough weight on it. Just took Brett Holman just a touch too wide.
Australian corner. Holman to take. Abondancieri opts to punch. Perhaps that's one thing that Graham Arnold will be a bit disappointed about. They haven't really got any decent crosses in this second half towards big Josh Kennedy. Or at least not enough. Mascherano just waiting for the support from Insua, who in turn wins the throw-in. Now, confirmation of the crowd tonight, 70,171, which is a great effort on a pretty miserable day in Melbourne, and credit too to the supporters who've come here in blue and white. Once upon a time, Australia used to struggle to pull a crowd no matter who they were playing. No longer the case.
No, certainly not. Soccer is a real brand name, particularly when you play a side of this quality. It doesn't hurt either. I'm sure, although he's gone a little bit quiet the last 10 minutes or so, no one will forget the performance of one Leo Messi here tonight.
Graham Arnold's reign as Socceroo coach in all likelihood has about 11 minutes to go. We will hope for some sort of grandstand finale. Messi hairs away after the ball, but Neil had a good 3 or 4 metre start on him.
Yeah, but he read the play well again. Good performance from Lucas Neil at the back tonight. He's marshalling the defence very, very well. Michael Beecham. Just disappointment the way they've conceded that goal. Mind from a moment of brilliance from one of the Argentines, but to concede on a set piece so easily as they did, be absolutely filthy.
Alfio Basile is going to make another change in a moment or two. Federico Insua is going to be replaced by Christian Ledesma. Of course, it's important for Argentina to give some of their young stars a chance to get some international experience as well. Long World Cup qualifying campaign coming up for them. 18 games, starting with Chile and Venezuela next month. Tevez shows Cardi a clean pair of heels.
And of course the campaign, Messi draws another foul, it'll be a yellow card. I'm quite confused what's happened there. I'm sure it's a free kick for Argentina. Here's a pull on the shirt from Carl Valeri. Just saying the South American qualifiers, well, of course football lovers will follow them, but not as closely maybe as in some years. Of course we don't have that path anymore, the fifth placed South American team.
Well, there's going to be a change for Australia as well, and Big Josh Kennedy's done well tonight, and it's an international debut as well for Central Coast Mariners' Nicky Merger. A real shock call-up during the week, really. I'm sure he's pinching himself to think that he's even on the same pitch as some of these players, but I tell you what, he's had a good start to the season in the A-League.
Well, he's had a difficult couple of years. He's missed just about the whole of the Under A-League Season 2. He's had a great start to this season. In combination with Sasho Petrovski up front for Central Coast, one of the reasons why they're on top of the table.
There's the new man for Argentina, Christian Ledesma, who's midfielder with Olympiacos in Greece and is known as Lobo, which translates as the wolf. I think he's the anchor type of midfielder. In fact, I read a website that referred to him as an intelligent meathead. Not quite sure what that meant, but I think I got the gist. He gets the tackles in, but he's a decent player. Here's his first touch. Mascherano tries to thread it through. Messi in behind. Schwarzer comes and blocks beautifully, and he might have picked up a knock as well in the process. But Mark Schwarzer was very brave and had to be so because Messi's pace had very nearly taken him past Michael Beecham.
Well, the ball played through. Mascherano just gets a toe on it. Messi gets in behind Beecham. He actually slips or goes above the ball, or maybe even touched by Beecham, knocked off balance, careers into Mark Schwarzer. In fact, he's pushed onto the ball. Schwarzer went straight down. Not sure if he was holding his shoulder.
It looks as though he's got a whack just below the right knee.
That's a fair way from the shoulder. It looks like he's right now. Hopefully he hasn't twisted it.
There's a wry smile from Clint Bolton, who referred to himself as Benchy when he was called up to the Australian squad last week. He's been the deputy for Mark Schwarzer for many an occasion. Another change by Argentina. Carlos Tevez is going to be replaced by Javier Saviola, these days, of course, of Real Madrid. So off goes Apache and on comes El Conejito, which translates to the little rabbit. Why? I'm not sure. Maybe because he just pops up in the box now and then.
A bad substitute to bring on. Of course, left Barcelona for Real Madrid. It's not going to have too long to make an impression. Good to see Mark Schwarzer looks okay. Of course, that's what managers in England, or wherever the players are playing, of course, Italy or Belgium, Holland, managers all sweating on their players coming back injury-free.
I'll tell you what, the Bayern Munich coach, Ottmar Hitzfeld, actually said of Martin Dimichelis that it was an insult he had to fly so far to Australia. But Dimichelis feels a bit differently after scoring that goal.
Yeah, we're not the most popular destination in football terms, or in the football world.
One word for that: tough.
Well, it is tough travelling. Someone who did it for a long time. It's not easy to get back to Europe. A couple of days, recuperate and play matches.
Well, you tell 70,000 people here tonight that it's not a worthwhile journey.
Oh no, most players want to do it, particularly Australians. I always love doing it.
Now, is there a goal in this game for Australia? Certain parts of their players perhaps deserved one. Bresciano came very close, of course, in the first half. Nick Carl, now to the other Nick, Merger. Carl's heading strength is not perhaps his best attribute.
Well, I guess that's Australia. Certainly played some good stuff in the second half. And Argentina seemed to have relaxed really since they took the the lead, through Dimichelis. They really haven't made the goalkeeper Abondancieri work that much. One save from a cross-come shot from David Carney. Really, apart from that, I can't remember him being worried too much.
Messi was cut off at the pass by Michael Beecham. Quite a coup for the Central Coast Mariners club up there in Gosford on the east coast of Australia. Their former centre-half Beecham at the back and their current centre-forward up front. Their left-back on the bench.
And they're sitting on top of the table. Not bad, is it? Dean Heffernan also after a difficult season coming back from Germany. And Nicky Merger, of course, as I said just before, hasn't played any football last season.
And we shouldn't forget Tony Vidmar in the commentary box.
But of course now Australia move into a new era. Graham Arnold in his last game in charge. In spite of what some people might say, well, one thing's for sure, it's been a difficult period since Gus Hiddink took over. Since Gus Hiddink left, rather, to a successful World Cup. It's always going to be a difficult job. Maybe not always helped by the FFA, really. Thrown in the deep end at some times. And I tell you, sorry Simon, if it is Dick Advocato, who it may be, as Vinny Grella comes sliding in there, he's going to get a yellow card. But the new coach has got a hell of a job to qualify us for 2010. There's a lot of work to do with this team. It's a full-blooded challenge there from Vinny Grella. The feet aren't up.
I think you're being a bit kind there, Robbie. I think that's a poor challenge from Vinny Grella.
Well, it is a poor challenge, but I don't think it's a red card. Because the feet aren't up, and that's why he escapes with a yellow. Mike Dean was right on the spot.
There's a few words being exchanged. Of course, Vinny Grella doesn't do friendlies. He is a real competitor in every sense of the word, but, well, that was clumsy at best and dangerous at worst for mine. Now, meantime, changes continue to come thick and fast, and it's going to be Leo Messi to be replaced. I'm sure he's going to get a very generous round of applause, not just from the Argentine fans either. So Vinny Grella gets the yellow. Mascherano should be okay to continue. And they're going to have to wait a moment or two before they can make their expected change. Maybe just time for one last moment of Messi magic. Well, it's been a delight to watch. Into injury time at the MCG. Australia have only failed to score in 3 of the last 20 internationals. Staring down the barrel, and here comes Messi trying to make it even more emphatic. Little dig towards the far post, on the volley, saved by Schwarzer. Didn't really catch it, Ledesma.
No, didn't hit it with any conviction. Great chance at the back post. That's a poor finish. But I think Messi just... First time I think I've criticised him tonight. Really just went a little bit too slow as that ball broke. A 2-on-1 will be the last part he plays.
Well, he's getting a great ovation, and rightfully so.
Great stuff. Real treat to have seen him here tonight. And as you said, 20 years old. Frightening.
I'll tell you what, his replacement, Sergio Aguero, is just 19. And he's just whacked in 6 goals at the FIFA Under-20 Championships in Canada, which, naturally enough, Argentina won. And picked up the golden ball for the best player to boot as well. So they've got stars everywhere you look. Here's another one of them, Javier Mascherano, held up by Beecham. There'll be 3 additional minutes, incidentally, of which we've played nearly 2 already. So surely the final roll of the dice for Australia as they try and get back on level terms. Crowd urging the green and gold on. They know that time is short. Dummy by Holman. Berger trying to put it back into his path. Helena to Grella. Cannoned off the boot of Nick Carl. That could be it for Australia. They don't get possession back very cheaply from Argentina. Ledesma is clipped on the heel by Holman. Mike Dean confirms the victory for Argentina. Graham Arnold's reign is over. Josip Skoko's international career is over. Argentina just a little too good, just a little too smart, and in terms of Leo Messi, just a little too skillful for Australia, and that's why Alfio Basile's team are number 2 in world football. Australia gave it their all. Bresciano hit the post, and they had a couple of other chances besides. A decent performance by the Socceroos. They'll take plenty from it, but it's the Argentine fans who can celebrate because their team has claimed victory at the MCG. Final score in Melbourne, Australia 0, Argentina 1.